All right, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the six-part Pixar pitch for the film by Brian Love. Thank you for your time, and let's get started. All right, we have a story here. Frame 1 of the Pixar Storyboard. Once upon a time, there was a couple. Their name was Daniel and Marissa, who had been deeply in love for many years. And we'll go into frame 2. Every day, they would have breakfast together and tease each other about who was snoring the loudest the night before. It happened to be their favorite running joke. One day, because of this running joke, they decide to start recording themselves while they sleep. They're eager to finally settle their comedic argument once and for all. Because of that, Daniel is watching the footage one night and he discovers Marissa saying the name of another man, Anthony, in her sleep. She denies everything, denies knowing anyone by that name, but he keeps pressing and he's pretty persistent. And because of that, Marissa decides she wants to study the footage for herself. And she sees Daniel muttering the name Sophia in his sleep. From there, they go on a downward spiral of arguing and bickering and accusations. Until finally, one day, a teenager rings the doorbell. His name is Jimmy. And Jimmy tells them that his parents, whose names are Anthony and Sophia, had passed away in the house some years ago, but they hid millions in cash and jewels in the house somewhere. So the couple makes an eerie look at each other and they rekindle the love they had at the beginning of the film. Now let's go on to the story overview. Story overview, we have conflict in literature and 6 storytelling structures. We'll start here with the conflict in literature. And we have here different choices. We have man versus nature, man versus man. You would think this was a story of man versus man, but in actuality, this is more of a story, not really man versus man, maybe man versus woman, because during the story they go into bickering back and forth with one another over the names that have been being said while the other person's sleeping. But when you get to the end of the story, you'll realize the literary conflict going on is actually man and woman versus spirits. And now we'll get on to the storytelling structure. Here we have 6 storytelling structures to choose from. This particular story, it follows the man in a hole storyline. They sort of fall from grace in the beginning of the story, where they're having breakfast and enjoying each other, and they begin to fall when they start recording each other and they get to all the arguing and the bickering and things like that. Then there's a rise back up, and the rise back up takes place because at the end of the story, you see the kid Jimmy let them know that his parents had died in the house, and they no longer were going to be accusing each other of, saying other people's names in their dreams when they find out that the names that they've been saying are the names of the parents of the young kid Jimmy. And that's our story. Thank you very much for your time. And if you have any questions or comments or would like to receive a treatment, please feel free to reach out to me at brianlove.film@gmail.com. Again, thank you for your time. Have a great day.